Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to another Crusader Kings 3 roleplay episode. And before we dive into this one, I just want to let you guys know that you need to stick through to the end because we are going to be making a very big decision at the end of this episode, and I will be needing the aid and wisdom of my council of you guys down in the comments. So make sure you stick around to the end because, as you can see, we are currently engaged in a battle. Once again, we are moving into the territory of the Malachite of Navarra, and we are attempting to take control of it for ourselves. Now, we have called in our Aquitanian allies, of course, but they are dealing with some internal strife for now and cannot aid us just at the moment. Our enemy has brought in his own allies in the Malachite of Aragon, and we will no doubt be facing both of them in battle in due time. However, we have engaged both of their armies here, and our Nordvina warriors are fighting this battle, and we shall see how this all plays out. Now, we are going to let time run here. We're going to take a look at this battle, and we are going to see exactly what happens here. Our champion, Seymundir, was maimed, which is very unfortunate. However, we are doing some damage to the enemy forces. As you can see, Seymundir was slain by CK3, and unfortunately we have suffered some losses, but none compared to the enemy here as we drive them from the field. Our Nordvina warriors carrying the day with some losses among our commanders and great warriors. However, as you can see, that was a successful victory overall. We'll take a look at the details of that battle. And as you can see, one of the enemy commanders was slain. Look at the amount of enemy commanders versus ours. Our Nordvina warriors are worth twice what any enemy could possibly bring against us. As you can see, Grettir doing an excellent job, and Nabtiko as well, fighting very strongly in that battle. And of course, Satordi is the leading commander and the one who brings home the day. So from here, we are going to head to the enemy capital and siege it down while we wait for our Aquitanian allies to hopefully find success in that rebellion and come to join us before it's too late. Take a look here to honor Seymundir. He was a good man. He was a good Nordvina man, but he was slain by CK3, and that is rather unfortunate. But that is the way any Nordvina warrior would want to go down in battle. Oh dear. Our brother has died, and we have had a stress break. We are having wanton desires, sequestering ourselves. Converting to polychinism once again. I don't really see any major reason why our character would convert to polychinism. It just doesn't really seem to fit currently. However, biting our lips, staying focused, we are a stubborn character that's already established. I don't think a little bit of stress is going to push us to abandon the Catholic faith when we have just recently converted over to it. I don't think that's enough. And going reclusive does not make sense for this current character. But let us look here. Our brother has died of heart failure. Jarl Frothi, who was the ruler of the Catanes. And as you can see, now his son rules, Jarl Alfir Frothison of the Nordva line. We shall see if he continues to hold on to the great legacy his father did. Sadistic, content, paranoid. He's a Midas touched, so he knows how to make money. Curious to see how this will all play out. Very curious indeed. So, honor to Frothi. Our brother died at 51 years of age. He wasn't even that old. but he did die in that battle. Lunatic. Yeah, this guy was something else. He was quite the character. Would have been interesting to play as him, but I think it would have just been pure chaos, honestly. So we will have to deal with our stress at some point here, but that is for another time. We have also lost our Chancellor. I believe that was Seymundir. So we will have to fill in that spot. Perhaps with another Basque person? We shall see. Let us chase down the enemy army. As you can see, we are going to catch them here in their capital where they have retreated and finish off the remainder of their army. And King Simon has won his war against the Duchess of Toulouse. And that is well in our favor. He should be bringing his troops here to join us in the war very soon. We have caught Ali, the son of the Malik. Interesting. So we've got Prince Ali. Prince Ali. Yeah, you guys know it. We have caught him and we will keep him in our prison for now. Should we show restraint? He's under house arrest, I believe. Yeah, so we will show restraint by keeping him in house arrest, but that gives us a nice bit of war score there, and that will be very, very useful to us. As you can see, our Aquitanian allies are coming to join us by laying siege to the Emirate of Aragon. I misnamed that earlier as the Malachite, but no, it is an emirate. Our daughter has learned the Basque language. That is very well and good. Is our son old enough to learn languages? No, he's probably still learning the Nordvina language because he is only 2 years old, so he's pretty small. But our rambunctious daughter, who we have taken to raising ourselves, is deceitful but rowdy, and we're just gonna raise her to be. She's gonna be a tough cookie. That one, I think. So, but that's how we want it to be. Gret here has increased the control in the county of Navarra, which is excellent. Could we get him to continue to increase the control elsewhere? What is he doing now? Okay, we're already full on control, so yeah, there we go. We are going to just let him continue to train soldiers for us. I don't think there's much point of looking at this battle. As you can see, we finished off the enemy army here. Slew 2 of their commanders, but just 2 lesser ones, Nuno and Mufarij, probably. No casualties on our side. While I have come to expect mischief from my son and heir, Styrkarsson, his creativity keeps me on my toes. When it is not a prank, it is a brawl, a disgruntled tutor, or grazed knees from an adventure gone wrong. Our son is rowdy as well, and honestly, kind of fits. We come from a rowdy family, so that's not entirely unexpected. We will be appointing a counselor, but we will appoint the counselor after the war. I don't think that Satordi has the time to focus on that just yet. Here, the enemy army, are they coming in to engage us? I am curious. They are. All right, so we are going to have another battle here. Will the Aquitanian troops join us in this battle? I would like to see it. I think that they are going to. So here we go. We are going into battle here. And the Aquitanian troops, they are joining us here. And they are, who do we have leading their army? Can we see here? The army commander is King Simon. So our cousin slash nephew slash brother-in-law is coming to join us in the battle himself. That is interesting. I am excited to see how this plays out in a roleplay sense as the Aquitanian armies come here just in the nick of time to join us in routing the enemy army here. Here we do have a new daughter. What shall we name her? Belasquita. Perhaps a Basque name. Yeah, I think that would be good. Belasquita. And here we go. The enemy army has been vanquished. As you can see, let us take a look at the details of that battle. And the enemy commander, Emir Artal of Aragon, has been captured. Can we ransom him? Execute. No, I want to see if we can ransom him. 100. Is he contributing much to our war score? Let us check. No, he doesn't contribute at all to our war score. Can we send? No, we'll keep him for now. But when we do have the run of the enemy and when they have no choice but to surrender to us, we'll try to remember to get the ransom for the emir here so that we can collect the money. But yeah, we fought alongside King Simon in this battle, and that will play into things coming up later in the episode, as you will see. So that is interesting, and that was excellent news. And luckily we have King Simon's siege engines joining us here in the siege of Tudela, the enemy capital, up here in the mountains. So there we go. That should potentially give us the win here. I do believe getting the capital here will be all the war score that we need. And just one more tick going by. There we go. And we have taken our foe Malik Saad as a hostage. So before we do that, we are going to want to be doing some ransoming here. So yeah, we are... Who are you? Why do you have so much money? Aslamid, you are the daughter of the Sheikh and an Emir. Relatives... Interesting. Are you from an interesting house here? You don't seem to be descended from the Prophet. I'm curious why you have so much money, but I mean, I'm not going to judge. I will just take your money. I'll take your money. I will not take the hook here. Actually, I will take the hook. It could be good to have a weak hook on the wife of the Malik. Well, he won't be the Malik for much longer because we're taking everything from him. Do we ransom? We can't ransom the Malik himself. We can ransom the Emir. Can we ransom? No, we cannot, because he has no money. He's poor. He has no money to give us. We'll ransom the Wali. And we will ransom this woman. No, we will not. So let's collect our money for this war. There we go. Money's pouring in here, as you can see. Excellent. There we go. As you can see, we got a lot of money from that. We still have the war score we need. The enemy forces stood no chance against us. To the beguiling chieftain Satordi, may Allah destroy your house. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. Signed, Prince Saad of Al-Andalus. And you are indeed very sad, I am sure, Prince Saad, as we have taken your lands from you and added them to our own. Very well, we shall disband our army. So with that, we now control the Navarra, the main bulk of Navarra here. And that will give us a few different things to do. So number one, we should look to the battle here. Of course, we want to see how this final battle played out. As you can see, Wali Alifonso of Zuera was slain in that battle. We captured some enemy commanders here. We did capture the Emir, as you'll remember. No deaths on our side, but as you can see, we were joined by the Aquitanians. So Duke Anso, Duke Remnolf, Andre. There were quite a few important Aquitanian figures who joined us in this battle. And I think fighting alongside them will provide some interesting dynamics to how things will play out in the future. Let us dismiss that. So, we have a few things that we need to take care of course, now that we have taken these lands for ourselves. So, number one, I do believe that we are going to create the Duchy of Navarra with that newfound money. So we are a mighty Jarl now, as you can see. I would like to get some more champions. Let's invite some champions here. There we go. We shall take care of that. What I would like to do also is I would like to move our capital here to the duchy capital in Navarra. We'll make Pamplona our capital because that is going to be the most advantageous to us. And now that we are a mighty Jarl, we have the possibility of rewarding some important people in our kingdom. And obviously, number one person that we are going to reward is obviously Gretier, our good friend and our brother-in-law, married to our sister. Obviously, this man deserves a title. He has fought for us in every battle. He is a great and powerful warrior, and he has served us well. And we will gift him with the chiefdom of Tudela. So there we go. We shall grant you that title, Count Gretier. That shall no doubt serve you well. And who else? Well, we do have some worthy people in our court, but I believe perhaps the most worthy is probably Nabtiko, our potentially the second or third greatest warrior in our kingdom. He does not have a spouse. Let us find you one. Girly Barbara's daughter? Yeah, sure. You guys can get married. And we will grant you a title as well, Naptico. Grant you the title of Nayera. So there you go. So now we have ourselves a couple of vassals, which is very cool. And that also means that we need to look to our council and appoint ourselves a new chancellor. Well, Count Naptico, I don't think you would do a particularly good job at that. Mayor Gomez, we could reassign you. And then reassign Count Gretier to the steward. A little bit of a council shift here. And then we can make Nabtico the marshal. So there we go. We kind of shifted up our cabinet here to use a bit of modern parlance. So Mayor Gomez is now our chancellor. Gretier is now our steward, which is honestly the job that he is better at. We will get him to promote cultural acceptance with the Basque people. And you can increase control in Nayera. And you can just continue domestic affairs, foreign affairs. Foreign affairs is fine. Religious relations, I am fine with that. There we go. Everything is good in our council now. So what do we do from here? Well, obviously to celebrate our great victory over our enemies, we shall call a hunt, and then we shall call for a feast. But first we need to do a hunt because we need to get the food for the feast. So let us sound the hunting horns here. Let us sound the hunting horns and see what we shall find among the forests and the mountains. Well, look at this here. You would think it a creature from myth, perhaps a god disguised in animal form. It was the largest bear I have ever seen. Even after the beast was wounded, the chase lasted half a day. It is still an imposing sight, lying dead before me. As you may have heard, I have cheekily said in previous episodes that I am terrified of bears for good reason. Bears are terrifying. But a giant one like this, well, that is even more terrifying, no doubt. Its head will look beautiful in my great hall. We could gain a hunting trophy for 10 years, an impressive hunting trophy, extra prestige. That would be good. We are suffering in prestige. Or our daughter, we could give it to our daughter. Now, obviously, we're going to adorn our great hall. With that, that's gonna help our prestige a little bit, anyways. Okay, we do have some champions coming in. Oh, I like this guy. I like Sverker af Brunsholm. I like you. Do you wanna join our court? $30? Yeah, you can join our court. Sverker. All right, you're with us. Maybe he joined us on this hunt. Maybe he helped us take down this bear, and we say, Sverker, you are on our side now. The hunt is drawing to an end. We mount our horses to leave the mountains behind as the servants prepare the bear and the other game for the journey back. In spite of our difficulties along the way, the hunt went very well. We gained some prestige, and the hunt ends. So there we go. Excellent. Now we can plan for our feast. Excellent. We lose a little bit more stress. So we are fixing this stress problem that we have been developing over the last little bit. The guests are gathered in the great hall, lords and ladies from the near and far reaches of the realm. The mood is bright, and spirits are high as the feast begins. Welcome, friends. There we go. How many prisoners do we still have here? We still have 5 prisoners. Can we get any money or anything from any of you? We could get some weak hooks. Honestly, at this point, I'm willing to trade for weak hooks. These could potentially come in handy here. Who are you? Friedrich von Weinsbaden. That sounds more like a German name, but apparently you are Catalan. His father was Franconian, but he became Catalan. And Mualadia, in fact. Peasant leader. What should be done with him? Flagellant. Should we simply execute him? Gain dread? Nah. We're just. There doesn't seem to be a just reason to execute him. What about you? Execute? No. We don't have any just reasons to execute these guys, so we won't. Uh-oh. We could all tell Mayor Gomez had too much to drink, even though he insisted on showing us how sober he was. Simply rising from his seat proved too much for him, and now I am covered in stinking vomit? Gomez! You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Gomez. We gain higher standards of courtesy. Yeah, I mean, that would be nice, actually. More prestige per month. Ha, what is show you put on? No, obviously not. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. In fact, if our chancellor pukes on us in the middle of a ceremony like that, my God, I simply do not think that we can allow him to remain as our chancellor here. I think we're going to swap Skjolder into that position. I want to see if Nabtiko... I'm going to swap Nabtiko here into the Spy Master position. And Gomez, you are going to be fired because Sverker af Brunsholm, this Varangian warrior, wrathful, vengeful, impatient, compassionate, however. A tough soldier, but just a brilliant warrior. He proved himself in that hunt. I think Sverker af Brunsholm is going to become our marshal. Look at that marshal skill there. You know what? You can have a wife too. Why not? Who's going to be your wife? Do we have anybody card? Marquisa. Yeah, sure. There you go. You got a wife too. Promotion and a wife. Not so bad at all. There we go. So let's see if the rest of this feast goes better. As plate after plate of food is brought into the Great Hall, an unmistakable smell reaches me, and I smell that my devout vassal Mayor Gomez is sensitive to almond is something I sadly forgot to tell the cook. I bid you all welcome. I pray you will find the food to your liking. Are we purposely going to give... You know what? Yeah. He puked all over us. I don't think we're going to say anything about this allergen in the food here. Yeah, I think he can become our rival, but we are going to get a little bit of revenge on him. So hopefully he doesn't try to murder us or anything. I'm sure he probably will, but can we revoke his title? Revoking baronies does not incur tyranny. Do we have a reason to do so? We fired him from his job. I don't know if just disliking him gives us enough reason to fire him from that current job, the mayor job. But if he steps out of line, we definitely will. Oh, nice. And our sister and our wife are getting along. That's good to hear. That is positive news. So what else? Is there anything else to do here? Oh, the feast is still going, yes. As one plate of food is replaced by the next, my spy master, Count Nabtiko, goes on and on about ancient military campaigns. And that was how we salvaged that mess. Are you sure I'm not boring you, my lord? Please do go on. We could form a friendship with Nabtiko. Honestly, I'm not opposed to that. He seems like a cool guy. Brave, wrathful, callous, but tough soldier, aspiring blade master. Seems like the type of person that we would want to have on our side. So yeah, let's try to make friends with Nabtiko while we wait for this feast to end. With everyone headed for their respective homes, I am proud to say the feast was a success. I have my wife Oneka to thank for much of his success, and I feel nothing but gratitude as she sees the last few guests off. There we go. Everybody likes us a little bit more, and we gain a little bit more prestige. Prestige is pretty high right now, as you can see. No major decisions to take. Powerful vassal Mayor Gomez expects a council position. I decline. Our bishop does not like us. Count Thietmar. He insulted our wife. Do we really want to scheme to win him back? I just don't think we like this guy. I think honestly, I'd rather just leave him be, honestly. We could start some schemes. We could start another scheme. We don't have any currently going. Perhaps a language scheme. We are at the maximum. We have Finnic, Basque, and French. Is that French? Yeah, which language do you guys speak? Yeah. So Finnic, Basque, and French are the languages we speak. Our son is growing older, almost ready for potential education. No doubt we will raise him ourselves. And our daughter is getting close to time where we might consider getting her a betrothal, but not quite yet. I don't think we shall be doing that just yet. So there we go. As you can see, our new council here is all set up, mostly, for the most part, quite loyal. Sverker we still have some work on Sverker. We could try to sway the king here. Not super likely to succeed, but I'm not opposed to starting that scheme. And that leads me to the final question that I left at the beginning of the episode. And that is, what do we do from here? And now I am going to posit two options. I'm leaning a certain way, but I want to hear the comments of what you think. So, we have the Duchy of Navarra. That is not enough to form the Kingdom of Navarra. We do need to have... let me find the right title. We do need to have 2 duchy titles. We could probably, pretty easily, get a second duchy title. Declare a holy war. We wouldn't even need to declare a holy war, because that would be harder, but we might in this case anyways. Or we could just conquer the duchy. We could take the Emirate of Aragon. Boom. We'd have a nice little sized kingdom here. That is one option. The second option, and this is the option I lean towards because, for reasons that I will explain in just a moment, the second option is swearing fealty to King Simon. Let me explain why I think that this is the better option, and then you guys can debate that in the comments. I think that this is the better option. I think this is the more roleplay oriented option, because in many ways our character is a bit like the historical figure of Rollo. We have made this alliance with Aquitaine. We came in, we kind of were raiding into lands connected to them, but we came in here and we made this deal. We converted over to Catholicism and we formed this alliance. And now we have these kind of two options. We could forge our own kingdom, yes, but we could swear fealty to our nephew slash cousin slash brother-in-law, who joined us. If you will remember, he joined us in the battle here of Tudela. King Simon with his dukes, warriors that we met and fought alongside here, Aquitanian warriors who helped us win this war. They fought alongside us in battles. King Simon proved that he was a warrior king, something that we would respect. He is just, he is temperate. He himself is a flexible leader, a commander who's gone on a pilgrimage. He is quick-witted. He is very well learned. Like, he is not a bad man. We don't hold, like, we're not super affectionate between each other, but we get along well enough. Would we swear fealty to him? Now, some of you may be thinking, well, aren't we the son of a king ourselves? Well, yes, we are the, the fourth son. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are the fourth son of the king of Bjarmaland, indeed. And we descend from our grandfather, the king of Navarra. But a fourth son does not expect to inherit a kingdom. So what I posit is this. Do we swear fealty to King Simon and then join in the politics of Aquitaine for a short time, playing that politics game among the other dukes of Aquitaine, trying to expand outwards from under the umbrella, because we can still go and conquer lands in Elsark, see how everything plays out in Aquitaine, and then perhaps in the future branch out, form independence, form the Kingdom of Navarra ourselves from that point. Not only do I think this makes sense from a roleplay perspective, but I think it will be more fun from a gameplay perspective as well. But there is something to be said for just going the direct route and taking that duchy, it wouldn't be hard. We could probably quite easily take these lands, form a kingdom, and play a very conquest-oriented game. But we've kind of done that already. So, obviously you can see where I am leaning, but I want to know where you guys are leaning. So let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next episode.